Is this on? Yep.
Gale, 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 na who froze Havivi Lai It's Sukkot, Shalom He gale, 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 na who froze Hafifi alive. It's Sukkot, Sukkot, Shalom Mecha. He gale, 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 na who froze Habibi alive. It's Sukkot, Sukkot, Shalom Echa. Hine mato Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad Hine Mato Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad Hine Mato Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad Hine Mato Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Oh God, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Hine Mato Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad Hine Mato Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad Pitchuli Sha'arei Tzedek Apovam Odeya Pitchuli Sha'arei Tzedek Apovam Odeya Pitchuli Sha'arei Tzedek Apovam Odeya Pitchuli Sha'arei Tzedek Apovam Odeya. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Welcome to Temple Israel. We're so delighted that you could be here with us this morning as we celebrate Shabbat together and, of course, as we celebrate Eli becoming Bar Mitzvah. So before we begin, we always like to remind you that this would be a perfect time to turn off your cell phones, not only so that they won't ring during the service, but just so that you can really feel fully in the moment as we experience this simcha together. Eli has worked very hard to prepare for this day, and we just want to make sure that you can be fully in it with him every moment that we are together. Any other words of welcome? Anything you need to say?
I think it's time.
Y'all have been through this before. You know he's going to be awesome. So, without further ado, we are going to invite our bar mitzvah to lead us in our morning service. Yamod etan Yosef ben Ruchol Benjamin David habar mitzvah. That's you. And we're going to invite up Grandma Ruthie and Paul Michael to help us begin our service by placing Eli's talit on him. So we're going to begin by the singing of Matovu on page 172.
Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael. Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael. Va'ani berov chastecha avod beitzecha eshtachave elecha l'kodshecha v'yiratecha. Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael. Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Our service begins on page 170 in the blue prayer book. May my life be one link in a chain of goodness. As I say the prayers of my ancestors, help me to recall their devotion and faithfulness, their joy and suffering, which are in every word. Holiness is my heritage. May I be worthy of it. May our tradition live in me and pass from me to generations I shall never know, enriched by the truth that I have found and the good deeds I have done. So may I fulfill my task on earth and receive my blessing. And when the service ends and the prayers have ceased, help me to bring their spirit into the world in which I live. May I love God above all and my neighbor as myself, and be a living witness to the truth that never changes. Please turn to page 195 and rise for the call to worship.
Yalalai, lai, lai, yalalai, lai, lai, yalalai, lai, lai, yalalai, lai, lai, Yada lai lai lai, yada lai lai lai, yada lai lai lai, yada lai lai lai. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam va'ed. Yada lai lai lai, 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 yada lai lai lai.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Yotzer or uvrei Hosheh, Oseh shalom uvrei et hakol, Hameir la'aretz v'ladarim, Aleha barachamim, Uvtuvo mechadesh b'kol, Yom tamid maaseh bereshit, Ma'rabu maasecha Adonai, Kulam b'chokma asita, Malach ha'aretz kinyanecha, Tibarach Adonai Eloheinu, Al Shava Maaseh Yedeha, Val Moreh or Shasita, Yifaruch Selah, or Hadash Al Tzion, Ta'ir Vinitzke, Chulanu, Mehera Lero, Baruch atah Adonai Yotzer Hamorot. The world is sunlight restoring the soul, rejoicing the heart, bringing light to the eyes, more welcome than gold, a Torah from heaven. I have no light to give the morning, my Torah, my special human gift, is words. As I bring my words forth from silence, welcome them, you who redeems the sun from darkness. Baruch atah Adonai Yotzer Hamorot. Rejoining singing the Shema at the top of page 200.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam va'ed. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
Please be seated. Ve'havta et Adonai Elohecha b'koacha u'kol nafshecha u'kol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher Anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta ba'am v'shivtecha v'leitecha uv'leftecha v'derech u'shokrecha u'kumecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu totafot b'neinecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha Leman tizkeru
ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Sing the song of men and women, joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora teilot ose felech mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh.
Please turn to page 205 and rise for tefillah. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotzeinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומדום מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. You are the open door that beckons me in. Peeking around the doorframe, I began to enter into your glory. You move me forward, O Eternal, to step beyond self-made boundaries, lift my foot over the threshold that I might abide with you. In the house of the Eternal, I found my questions waiting to be posed. They filled me with wonder. Sit with me, Eternal Teacher, encourage my seeking. As I fulfill my hours with your mitzvot, so shall I be filled. Send me through your door, stretching up to honor your name, sharing out this wonder, enriching myself in the giving.
We join in Kedusha on page 206.
Nikadesh et shimcha ba'olam,
כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב היה נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוא כל הארץ כבודו. אדיר אדירנו אדוני אדוננו מאדיר, שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו ומלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך ציון לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד עליך, ונצח נצחים תשחק תיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. We'll join now together in a prayer for peace with the words of Sim Shalom. Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha, Sim Shalom, Sim Shalom, Sim Shalom, Tova Uvracha,
Sim Shalom,
Sim Shalom, Sim Shalom, Sim Shalom, Tova Uvracha,
Sim
Sim
Shalom,
Shalom, Sim Shalom.
Amen.
Yehiyu
Liratzon,
Leratzon
Yivrefi,
Beyo Libi Lefanecha
Adonai,
Adonai
Suri,
Suri
Vegoali,
Adonai Tsuri Vegoali.
may the word
of
my mouth
my mouth
and the meditations of my heart
be acceptable to you, O God, my rock and my redeemer.
Yehiyu
Liratzon,
Liratzon, Yivrefi, Veyon Libi, Lefanecha, Adonai, Tsuri, Vegoali, Adonai, Tsuri, Vegoali.
Okay. So it feels very fast. It feels very fast this morning to you?
I know. It's because his Hebrew is so good.
Yeah. Wow. We have reached the middle part. It's not the seventh inning stretch, but we're very close. We'll be stretching shortly, so stay tuned for that. I just want to explain what was happening because it was all in Hebrew, and we had to go to school for that, and the Bar Mitzvah has been studying for that, but maybe not everybody is so fully understanding of what was happening. And I'm going to talk maybe a little bit later about the amount of preparation and time and hard work and dedication and devotion that went into what you just saw that was made to look easy. But before I do that, what he just did was he explained the whole history of the universe in Hebrew. And he led us through the whole of the beginning of the Bible, the Torah, and spoke about the creation. He spoke about the experience of our ancestors, the matriarchs and the patriarchs. And then he took us to the experience in Egypt, and we crossed the Red Sea. And now we're virtually lost, and we're in need of enlightenment. And so we find ourselves in the desert and at the foot of a very, very low Mount Sinai. And these two steps, I assure you, are very difficult to ascend if you are a Bar Mitzvah student. But Eli will be ascending them this morning, and he will be sharing with us more Hebrew. But what that is that's the ancient teaching of our people. And what he's going to do is he's going to be in the role of the rabbi, which is that he's going to explain to us what he thinks it means to him, this Torah portion that he read, and what he thinks it should mean to all of you. And he's going to offer us an amazing teaching this morning, just like Moses did from Mount Sinai. So be ready for that. But first,
we know that in order for Eli to receive this teaching, it's not just what he learned here at Temple Israel, but it's also from the generations of his family. And so in just a moment, we will be able to pass this teaching from grandparent to parent to child. And then Eli is going to bring the Torah to you, just as Moses did on Mount Sinai. When he does that, you are more than welcome to sort of reach out and to gently touch our bar mitzvah or the Torah with your prayer book in a way to say gently, hey, boys in the back, our eyes are on you, gently touching our bar mitzvah, okay? Yes, I see you, we're watching you. Okay, so be nice when he's going around. So, Zach is a little bit ready to be done with the week of Eli, but now at least he gets his big moment. So, Zach, can I ask you, please help us open the ark, and if we can invite everyone else to please rise, and Eli, if you'll join with your family to pass the Torah.
Adonai Eloheinu v'ishtachavu lehakodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'ishtachavu lehakodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu.
It's okay, here, come stand in this area. There you go, perfect, okay, good. Lador Vador Nagid Gadlecha, from generation to generation, and we praise God's greatness. And so too, from generation to generation, we pass this teaching from grandparent to parent to child. We're thinking especially today of your Grandpa Al, and we know how proud he would have been to be here with us today, but he is here with us in spirit as we pass this teaching through the generations of your family till it rests safely in your arms. And we join together in the singing of Ki Mitzion.
Ki Mitzion Tetzei Torah, Ki Mitzion Tetzei Torah, Udevar Adonai Mirushalayim, Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah, Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah, Le'amo Yisrael B'kedushato. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adonenu Kadosh Shemo. Lecha Adonai HaGedula VeHaGevura VeHaTiferet VeHaNetzach VeHaOr. Ki Hu Bashamayim Uvaretz, Ki Hu Bashamayim Uvaretz. Lecha Adonai HaMamlecha VeHamin Naseh Lechol Rosh. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
He's coming back.
Look him around. Look him around.
Hallelujah.
He's coming back around.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. Kol anshama hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Kol anshama hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah,
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach,
Baruch Adonai Barach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam, Asher Bahar Banu Mikol Hamim, V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah. Amen. Re'eh Anochi Noten Lifnehem Hayom Bracha Uklala Et HaBracha Asher Tishme'u El Mitzvot Adonai Eloheihem Asher Anochi Metzavet Ethem Hayom V'Hakelala Imo Tishme'u El Mitzvot Adonai Eloheihem V'Sotem Min Haderech Asher Anochi Metzavet Ethem Hayom La'lechet Acharei Elohim Acherim Asher Lo Yiratem V'Haya Kivyaha Adonai Elohecha El Haaretz Asher Tavasham Al Rishta V'Netata Et HaBracha Al Har Gerizim V'Hakelala Al Hareval Halohema Be'ver HaYarden Acharei Derech Mivo HaShemesh Ba'aretz HaKanani Hayoshev Barava Mul Hagilgal Eitzel Elonei Moreh Ki Atem Orim Et HaYarden Levo L'Reshet Ha'aretz Asher Adonai Eloheihem Noten Lahem Rishem Otah Ushtem Ba Ushmartem La'asot Akol hahukim vehamishpatim asher Anohi noten lifnehem hayom Elah hahukim vehamishpatim asher tishmin lasot ba'aretz asher natan Adonai Elohei avotecha la rishta k'hayamim asher etem hayim al ha'adamah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'hayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen.
Okay, you get like a deep breath just for a moment. Incredible. So it is our tradition to lift the Torah in the air so that you can see what he just read. I'm sure you'll be shocked to hear that Eli chose our heaviest Torah to make sure that Benj would have some sort of a challenge. So we'll ask you to please rise as we lift the Torah, and rather unwieldy since we're so close to the end as well.
V'zot haTorah asher sa Moshe lifnei b'nei Yisrael al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe. This is the Torah which Moses placed before the people of Israel, God's word through the hand of Moses. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar b'nvi'im tovim v'ratzav v'divreihem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'Torah u'Moshe Avdo u'Yisrael amo u'v'nvi'ei ha'emet v'tzedek. Aniyah soara lo nuchama hine anochi marabit bapuch avanayi v'sagti basapirim v'samti karhod shimshotayi Usharayi la'avnei ekdach, v'kol givulei la'avnei hefetz, v'kol banayi limudei Adonai v'rav shalom banayi, v'tzedakah tikonani rahaki meoshek ki lo tirai unim hita kol lo tikrav elayi hein gor yager efes Meoti mi gar ita alayi ipol. Hine anochi barati harash nofea ba'esh pecham umotzi keli um'asehu vanochi barati meshit lahabel kol keli yotzar alayich lo yitzla v'kol lashon takum ita lamishpat tarshii Sot nachalat avdei Adonai v'istakatam meiti ne'um Adonai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam sor kol olamim sadik b'kol hadorot ha'el ha'ne'eman ha'omer v'oseh hamdaber kayem shekol devarav emet v'tzedek al ha'torah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al ha'nevi'im ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu l'kedusha v'limnucha l'chavod ultifaret al ha'kol Adonai Eloheinu anachnu modim la umbarchim ota yiparashim ha bapi kol hai tamid le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Thank you all for coming and being here on my special day. Becoming a bar mitzvah is about growing into an adult in Judaism and accepting more responsibility. It means being the best you can be and trying to have positive interactions and being kind. Today I read from the Torah. My Torah portion is about God giving the land of Israel to the Jewish people and giving them rules and expectations once they're living in the land. They were enslaved in Egypt and then they wandered the desert. Now they're finally at the promised land. It's called that because it's the place that God gave us to live. But there's a problem here. The land that God gave the Jews is already inhabited by other people, the Canaanites. We don't really know much about how the Israelites felt about the Canaanites, but God makes it clear that the land is going to belong to the Israelites. Therefore, the Jewish people will do anything to force the Canaanites out. Was this fair to the Canaanites? The Jews had been slaves in Egypt and didn't have anywhere to live safely, so maybe God felt like they deserved it. But a better solution might have been to work with the Canaanites or go to a different location or even to live there together. Reading this Torah portion reminded me of what's happening right now with Ukraine. Russia wants Ukraine back after having lost power there during the Cold War, so Russia invaded this spring and started a war. Like the story in my Torah portion, it's about people who are willing to take someone else's land to have it for themselves. It makes me realize that in stories like these, there isn't always a good and a bad side, because I can see how the Jewish people have the right to live in the land of Israel, but also how it was unfair for the Canaanites. I can even see where Russia may be coming from, because having Ukraine will help them. Also, many of the Russians are like the Israelites. They believe the land is theirs because that's what they've been told, even if it's not true. People can have different perceptions of who is the good guy and who is the bad guy, sometimes based on who has the most strength and power. Sometimes when my brother and I have an altercation, I am blamed regardless of who started it. This happens because I am older and have more power. I think it's important that people understand the whole story when there is a conflict and try to learn the perspectives of everyone involved before passing judgment. Finally, I have some people that I would like to thank. First, I'd like to thank my parents. Mom, thank you for setting this entire day up and making sure that it was everything that I wanted and for believing in me. Dad, thank you for supporting me through the entire process of becoming a bar mitzvah. Zach, I'm so thankful for you being my brother and always playing with me. I also want to thank my friends for showing me so much support and being with me here today. I would like to thank my family from out of town and out-of-town friends for making the big effort to be here today. It means a lot to have you here, and I would like to thank you guys. I would like to thank all of my grandparents for having my back and being supportive of my choices and for hosting the Kiddush later. Thank you, Adele, for teaching me everything I needed to know and preparing me to be the best I could be. Finally, thank you to Rabbi Amy and Rabbi Michael for spending so much time with me, helping me understand the significance of my Torah portion and becoming a bar mitzvah. Thank you, guys.
What could be better than standing here today for your bar mitzvah? We are so proud of you. I thought you were going to cry. It's hard to imagine we brought you home in August of 2009. You have tremendous gifts, and they come with responsibility for your future, for your brother, and for your community. Today you walk through an important door, and we hope this is but one stop on your Jewish journey. May you draw from the strength and wisdom of our tradition. May you find what inspires you and work to achieve your full potential. May you laugh often. May you be a support to those who have fallen. May you draw strength from your community and always give back. May you always have good friends and be a good friend to others. May you always feel the love of family and friends that embraces you today. And may God grant you a long, happy, healthy, and peaceful life. Mazel tov.
Eli, 3 weeks ago, we picked you up from camp, and I thought your voice sounded different because you were tired from sleeping outside all month. But you know what? That's not what it was. It's that you were and are changing right before our eyes. I'm sorry. And now you're becoming a bar mitzvah, a milestone marked with such growth and maturity. And, like Brandy Carlisle sings, it's right on time. As you walk through this door, our hope for you is that the meaning and the significance of this day grows inside you, that the lessons and the blessings planted throughout the process of becoming a bar mitzvah continue to flourish into adulthood, and that you develop roots and wings and continue to explore the world, spend time in nature, push yourself to do things out of your comfort zone, and nurture relationships and connections to family and friends. That you develop a tool belt with lots of options to help you cope with life's ups and downs. And that your zest for life provides you for so many moments of joy, just like today. And that deep within you, our hope is that you will always know and feel our love for you.
So Eli, before our service today, we did what we do with all of our students. Is we have them sign this little bar mitzvah document. And your mom asked if we ever read this during the service, and I said we don't, but maybe we should. So can I ask you before we go on, will you just read what you read for us before?
In becoming a bar mitzvah, I affirm my place among the Jewish people. I am a Jew because 100 generations before me found purpose in their faith. I am a Jew because Judaism treasures love and kindness. I am a Jew because Judaism demands justice, compassion, and truth.
Beautiful. So Eli signed his name to this piece of paper before. His signature, as Rabbi Michael pointed out, probably means that he was going to be a doctor at some point along the way. It does say Eli, though, I think. But, you know, the idea of having you sign this is truly to just show what everyone here has seen, is that this isn't just a day for a big party, even though you're going to have an amazing party, and it's not just the end of the week of Eli. It is also this sign that on your Jewish journey, you have worked so hard to prepare to this day, and you are truly now a part of generations and generations that have been leading to this moment. We do hope, though, that as your journey continues, that somewhere else along the way, that you will take a trip to Israel, maybe with some of the boys and girls in the back. And so this is a little gift certificate to help you go there. And we also have this little gift from Temple Israel to you, just to say Mazel Tov. We hope that you'll use it on all of your most sacred occasions. Eli, we talked about this idea that in Hebrew, you would think that your name would be Eliyahu, like Elijah the prophet, but it's not. It's Eitan. And your parents aren't exactly sure why you were named Eitan, but Eitan comes from the word in Hebrew to mean a gift. And we can tell just what an amazing gift that you are to your friends and your family who are here today. But to me, the most amazing thing about studying with you in preparation for this day was that as we talked about your Torah portion, which is not easy. I mean, some people get the Torah portions about like Moses or Abraham that are really fun to talk about. Yours, not so much. Yours had some really, really challenging lessons in it, but you rose to this challenge and you were able to hit on this idea that sometimes people are not what they seem. That sometimes those who have the most power are not the ones who look like they have the most power, or the other way around. And I kept trying to drive this home with you, but to me, why this connected so much with you is I think that maybe some of your friends and your family out there, and maybe even you yourself, do not realize just how complex and multifaceted of a person you are. All your friends know that you're really fun. They know that you're good at sports. They know that you're good at math. They know that you have all these skills. But did they know that you're like an amazing Hebrew reader? No. You have all of these amazing sides of you that, just like we talked about in the Torah, you don't always know who's the good guy and who's the bad guy. You don't always know the complexity of who a person is. And already, in these past years, and even these past months, I mean, look at the Eli of this picture, which is only like 3 months ago as compared to the Eli today. You are already a more complex and different person than you were even just a few months ago. And so I hope that in the years to come that you will just continue to grow and recognize all these amazing levels and sides of yourself that you are, because already you are this fantastic person, and I know it's just going to get better and better. Wait a second. There's more. Oh.
There's 2 rabbis. So you get 2 blessings. And I realize that it's a bit repetitive, so I'll just be brief. Last night I was really having a hard time because I was thinking about all the studying that we had done together and how much preparation and time goes into this. And I thought to myself, the Eli that I first met was kind of let's say, a hidden light. He was, there's a lot that was yet to be revealed to sort of hit on what you were saying. But as the picture so clearly represents, when you started this process, you were a little guy, you were a little boy. And you've grown, not just in terms of your you literally looking like a different human being, but the fact that you've grown intellectually and spiritually is a very powerful thing. And we need to look to that. We need to realize how important that is in today's world, and that those things have integrity. To take on a study, to take the time to learn something, to focus on learning a new language, to do the dances that your ancestor did, even though they may seem obviously very awkward in front of your friends. To sing in front of other people who are in middle school. Some people would say is a fate worse than death. And yet, your light continues to be revealed. So even though it's Rosh Chodesh and it's a new moon and there's only a sliver of light, I would say today was a day of revelation. We got a full moon. You showed everyone how you can shine. May you be given strength as you go on. May you overcome any sense of humiliation about doing the right thing, because you chose to do that, even though it may have been a little awkward, to say the least. You realized how important it is, what Moses was worried about. As the children were crossing over, he said, I'm worried that they're going to forget all this, that they're not going to remember what's important. The way we danced around the fire, the way that we sang songs of freedom, the language that we spoke. And you said, no, I will take that on. I will take that responsibility on. Kol hakavod and mazel tov.
So we're going to invite everyone out to please rise, and we're going to stand with you before the open ark.
Amen.
May God bless you and keep you.
May God's light shine upon you, and may you continue to reveal your inner light to all of us.
Amen.
May God's countenance be lifted over you. May you always be granted with wholeness and with peace. So we'll turn now to putting our Torah back in the ark, and it's super heavy. So Rabbi Michael, you get to be in charge.
Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omed. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים.
And we continue now with the Aleinu on the bottom of page 282. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל עמונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. And on 287, ונאמר והיה אדוני ומלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. So in this time of joy, we are still remembering all those who we wish could have been here with you on this special day, and in particular, of course, thinking of your grandpa Al Fedorovich and just how proud he would have been of you today. So thinking of those and all we've lost, we turn now to page 294, and we join together in the words of the mourner's Kaddish. Yitzgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ba'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayachon u'vyomechon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'emru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach la'alam u'lemei almaya, yitzbarach v'yishtabach v'yitzpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, Vitadar, Vitale, Vitalal, Shemei Dekudusha, Barichu, La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, ta'amiran ba'alma v'emru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'emru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'emru amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. Oseh shalom b'mramav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'emeru amen. So in just a few moments, Eli and his family are inviting you to a festive kiddush in his honor. But before we get there, a few final words. First, if you wouldn't mind, when you leave this room today, we would very much appreciate it if you would take your siduri and your prayer books and just put them back on the cart where you came from. Also, just a special thank you to Rob Aronson for your beautiful music today. And if we're going to be able to eat and drink, we have to say some blessings first. So we're going to call Zach back up and also all of the cousins. There's a lot of cousins. Yay. All right, so we're going to start with our Kiddush on page 301. You get to hold the magical chalice. Amen.
Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Singing unto God, and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru l'Adonai haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. Sing unto God. Sing unto God, all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Singing unto God, and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru l'Adonai haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. I will sing a new song unto God.
Thank you, sir.
Another well done.
Thank you. I don't know what you just said, but thank you very much.
Well, it's high holidays. When is high holidays?
In one.
So,
You'll be fine.
have a question for you after her question.
Is that frustrating for you? Yes, let's do that.
Those are nice. What are they? Are they part of a soup or are they just part of that? Really? Yeah. Oh, I know you.
Wait, did you review?
These were from Nordstrom.
Oh.
I did like a shop.
I go to Men's Warehouse now. Nordstrom literally does not have things. I go to Brentwood and I go to Manchester. I don't know what, and I'm like,
Try it on.
oh.
You get so much more. As long as, depending on how much, if you spend over $100, it's super easy to get free shipping, and then if it doesn't fit, you can always take it back, no problem. Which dry cleaning?
It was, they're no longer, it used to be on Olive, right by Olive, by Gallup. It was very,
Near Pumpernickel?
yes, yeah, it was near Pumpernickel, it was like the strip mall before. And they moved, and they called themselves Eco Cleaner now, because brand themselves, well, they just, like, she's like, what? Is something wrong? No. Yeah, so just basically got a big truck. I was like, either, I know I'm getting bigger, or I still have, like, the shirts did fit me last week.
Right. Oh